I'm going to entitle this video Healthcare in Homesteading. Healthcare in Homesteading, because uh, when you move out into the country, it's a blessed thing to be able to do it. However, it comes with a lot of responsibilities because one of the things that I've been taught, uh, as well as look out at people that has been doing homestead in the communities for many years, is they talk about the importance of hygiene, being able to have good clean water so that you can shower, you can prepare a good clean meal, that you can brush your teeth, things like this. And this is one of the most things that's overlooked, because just because you profess the name of Yah, or you think God is with you, or whatever it is, you still need basic medical attention. Your children still need basic medical attention. What does that mean? I'm not anti-doctor. None of my children have been vaccinated. We don't believe in blood transfusions, anything like that. But hey, if somebody's leg is broken, or if we're in a car accident or something, we're going to be going to the doctor to get that tended to. See, it's all about rightly dividing the word of truth. It doesn't mean just because we go to the doctor's office that we are consuming their medications. No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. What it means is that we are leveraging the system for basic diagnostic and preventative care, so that we don't run into issues going forward. Now, hey, there's a lot of people, these backwoods hillbillies. We see these backwood inbred hillbillies. The people, they go and they live out in the backwoods, and then you see their children's teeth, and you see their teeth. I'll talk about basic dental care. These people don't have access to basic dental care, so therefore, when they grow up, their teeth is all jacked up, and they practice poor hygiene. And one of the things that I said to myself, hey, I was going to make sure that we had access to basic medical services, a yearly physical, just to go ahead and just get your body checked out, to make sure that nothing ain't going on. So that, if you need to, increase on your vitamins or change your diet habits or this, that, and the third. One of the basic aspects of medical care, and I go over again, is dental care. I take my children, and we ensure that they are doing their annual checkups, their annual physicals, to ensure that they're okay. My daughter this morning, we have a dental appointment, and it's over an hour away to take her, and I take all of them. I personally make sure that, I drive out there to ensure that their dental needs are taken care of, because, now I say over and over again, it's important to make sure that you have a good smile and that you're presenting yourself in such a fashion that is inviting to people. It's not more nasty to look at a person and they got a jacked up smile, they haven't tended to their teeth. I mean, it's just nasty looking. I mean, I always say to myself, how in the hell do folk, and I'm not talking about people in their, 60s, 70s, 50s, I mean? Hey, as you get older, your teeth is going to go bad. You know what I'm saying? You may need dentures or whatever it may be. But, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and your teeth is rotting in your mouth, that's a serious problem. That is a serious problem, because not only do poor habits, when it comes to your teeth, it can develop into serious health problems. And people don't realize that those nerve endings and stuff in your teeth, you can develop serious infections that may require serious surgery. I spent thousands of dollars on myself and my wife to ensure that, you know what I'm saying, hey, she needed a root canal because, see, no medical, Medicare, Medicaid, or all of that stuff or whatever, or even employer health insurance, they don't fully cover root canals. There's no, for an average working job, they don't even fully cover that stuff. You still got to come out of your pocket thousands of dollars to get that stuff taken care of. I know, because I've had to pay, and I've even had to pay more out here as a direct result of that. So, it's important to make sure that these things are being taken care of. But a lot of people, when you're living below the poverty line, and people don't understand this, it's like, the biggest people that I've realized that don't understand poverty, people that are living in poverty, because it's their paradigm, it's their understanding. They don't know. If you say to a person, you know what, according to facts, data, statistics, you live below the poverty line, they would disagree. They would say, no, I don't. No, but one of the chief aspects of living below the poverty line is that you don't have access to basic medical care. And again, I go back to homesteading, is that this is a key aspect of making sure that, because the whole point of people moving out of the city and into the country is to live a more sustainable, more healthy lifestyle. But what I'm finding, what I'm saying is that the opposite is taking place. People are moving out into the country, and their basic medical needs are not being taken care of, i.e. basic physical, basic dental care, addressing the need for cavities, extractions, basic x-rays and diagnoses to see what's going on with the body. Hey, you don't have to take their medicines or take their shots or whatever. We don't, and we are perfectly fine. But we do use the medical system to ensure that we are in optimal health. Again, I got my daughter, and we do a lot of appointments. And I see why a lot of people don't do it, because it all comes down to economic resources. A lot of people, they don't have the economic resources to do this. Why? Especially if you're working a low-wage Walmart job, you're plucking chickens, all these low-wage jobs that you find out in the country. This is why I advocate and ensure that you develop a real skill. You definitely develop a real skill, because, see, as a direct result of me being able to have a real skill, I'm able to provide a stable lifestyle for myself and my family, as to where their medical needs are taken care of. We have access to being able to go to the doctors and get physicals. In addition to that, everything that we need, we have. And that's a direct result of leadership and having real skills. Because, see, we're not sitting here worried about whether or not the lights are going to go off or any of these things, because we're self-sufficient, and I'm a patriarch, and my wife hasn't worked for over 10 years, and we've been married 12 years we've been married now, but she hasn't worked, and she will never have to work under my leadership and under my headship. But the idea is that, these things, it costs to be the boss. And a lot of people out there, they want to be the boss, but they cannot write the damn check. It's a shame. And it always translates into, into poor health, poor physical health. Another thing, just because you're out in the country, it doesn't mean that, a lot of people, they claim that they homeschool their children, but you see that that's far from the case. It's pretty sad. These things need to be taken care of. Now, again, a lot of people, they'll rail against the educational system, but they're not doing what they need to do themselves to ensure that their children are being homeschooled properly. Their children have access to basic medical care. This is why a lot of people are failing at homesteads. A lot of people are failing at communities, because they did not count the cost. and they had this deep religious spirit that's over them. You know how stupid you may look, or you look, when you have this deep religious spirit on you, but your body's falling apart, when your teeth is rotting in your mouth, when you got folk that you raising your children out there, and they can't count to 10. This is the responsibility. Because see, if you don't want the state to do it, you got to do it yourself. But again, we find a lot of people, they don't want the state to do it, but they're not even doing it themselves because they're not competent enough to do it. It's sad. It really is sad. But me personally, I can care less what people do with their children. If you want your children, their teeth to rot in their mouth, that's their business. If they, lack the basic medical care, that's their business. But as for me and my house, we're going to make sure that we're accessing the services necessary in order for them to live an optimal lifestyle. So that, a perfect example. Come here, Judith. Come here, baby Judith.
What you did?
Huh?
What you did?
What I did?
Mama?
Huh?
Aren't you too big?
Sit, smile for the camera. Smile. Smile.
Smile.
Smile.
Smile.
I asked you to smile. She don't want to smile. But she has a beautiful smile. And I have a beautiful smile too. Got to make sure that we're taking care of it, right?
You peek it in you?
All right, but I'm going to get out here, get after it. All right, shalom.